If you are one of those unfortunate souls who suffer from a passion for angling, then there's no finer place to indulge your passion than the Hampshire Avon in southern England, one of the most famous fishing rivers in Britain. And there's no more exciting time to be by the waterside than the autumn. Autumn is the time of year when you can truly believe the famous saying, "A river is water in its loveliest form," the surface creating that glinting, tantalizing, horizontal veil, dividing so absolutely one realm from another, giving angling its mystery, its magic, its endless speculation. Bob James and Chris Yates are just two of Britain's 4 million anglers, and like so many others, they've been mad keen on angling since childhood. But though they enjoy their fishing more than most, this doesn't mean they qualify as experts. They're just the best we could get. Mind you, they do know a good fishing spot when they see one, and this shadowy hole under a tree looks like the perfect spot for a perch. Now, if you don't know what a perch looks like, Chris is attempting to show you. He's the one doing an impression of Sherlock Holmes. He's using the most elementary of baits, a worm. Perch love worms. But then most fish love worms. Chris has become attached to something that's imitating a bionic python, a freshwater eel. Eels are well known for their fighting qualities, probably because they know about their eating qualities and don't want to end up in a pie. Autumn is the time when eels migrate downriver to their breeding quarters across the Atlantic Ocean, and this one seems determined to avoid a detour onto the riverbank. Smoked eel is even better than jellied eel. Some say as good as smoked salmon. But good to eat or not, Chris and Bob are too fond of their fish to harm them, even a slimy eel. So this will be returned to continue its miraculous journey to the Sargasso Sea. Apart from their amazing travels, eels are also famous for their skill as tackle tanglers. But it seems that Bob doesn't need the help of an eel. Experienced fishermen can usually catch the fish of their choice, and when he can get his line back in the water, Bob will be trying to avoid eels by using large lumps of mother's pride, the perfect bait for large roach. Bob is using a technique known as long trotting, which entails paying line steadily off the reel so the float can carry the bait downstream to where Bob hopes the fish are waiting. In skillful hands, it's a deadly method for catching big roach, especially when the float is slowed down so the bread flutters enticingly and naturally in the current. But it's not always as selective as Bob would like. A good-sized brown trout has taken the bait, and though the trout puts up a spirited fight in the strong current, Bob wishes it wouldn't, as it frightens his intended quarry. Piscator non solum piscator is the motto of the Fly Fishers Club. There is more to fishing than catching fish, and no member would be proud of catching even this fine trout on a piece of bread. Non-anglers might find it odd, but the sporting ethic is so strong that such a beautiful fish would naturally be returned for those who are fishing for it. Even if one of the great charms of fishing is its uncertainty, angling is also the art of deceiving fish, and most anglers would prefer to deceive the right fish. However, though Chris has finally hooked his intended quarry, the perch seems to have other ideas about being landed. Ever since childhood days, when a pound perch was a dream, anglers have associated perch fishing with the autumn. The spiky dorsal and dark stripes, the bright orange fins and fallen leaves, these are the essence of autumn, and, with roach and barbel, they're a part of the seasonal tradition of angling. And if you're wondering why anglers associate certain fish with certain times of the year, you need look no further than a book that many anglers read as children. Mr. Crabtree Goes Fishing is one of the classics of angling literature, and the characters, Crabtree and Peter, first appeared in a cartoon strip in the Daily Mirror. They were created and illustrated by famous angler and artist Bernard Venables. Though in his mid-80s, Bernard still goes fishing every week, often with Bob and Chris, and today they're going to try to keep tradition alive by catching a big perch.
You brought a library along, Bob.
So I thought this may be the only perch we may see today. It's a splendid perch anyway. So
If I remember Mr. Crabtree, Bernard, we've got an even better picture of a perch somewhere.
Towards the end.
In the autumn section.
Yes. Used to get me so excited as a boy, you know.
That one I like.
Wonderful. For many of us, the perch is a symbol of the lure that makes us fishermen. It's very true.
Yes.
When did you write this, Bernard?
Let me see, it was published in 1949, so I must have been writing it in 1948.
Very good year. I was born in 1948.
I waited for the book to come out. Came out in 49. So is it actually as fishing was when you were a lad?
Yes. In fact, it's very much a personal record, you know. We say it's Mr. Crabtree and Peter, but it's me, really.
Yes, it feels that way as you go through it.
Yes, it's just spontaneous. You know, I didn't have to compose it.
No, it just flowed.
It just flowed.
Yeah,
yes,
it's the spirit. It's that sort of spirit of adventure and excitement which I've really always associated. In fact, the spirit that we all still share, I think.
Oh, yes.
Yes, indeed, yes.
And this has been the source of a lot of people's leaving home, divorce,
Leaving happily.
small boys running away from home before they were 10.
Yes.
I love this bit. The roach are splendid. Many days' catches having more over a pound than under. It is not very unusual for them to be over 2 pounds. And that'll do for me
I
today.
have your roach, but allow me the perch. I've always loved the perch, of course, but it so much symbolises this time of the year. And I suppose it, more than any other fish, it symbolises fishing itself. You know, it's a totem fish.
It is, yeah.
Come on then.
Well, let's go fishing.
Yeah, let's
yeah.
go.
All right.
Yeah, this is a private.
It looks very perchy, doesn't it?
There you go. Park yourself here. If you go forward a fraction. That's it.
Thank you. That looks really perchy.
Would Mr. Crabtree have fished here with Peter?
Oh, yes.
What a good cast, Bernard.
Bit of a fluke.
He's using a proper boy's perch float then. And look, he's got a bite straight away.
Just like in the book.
It is a fluke.
Yes.
Yeah. You have a perch. Where's that landing net?
Here it is.
No. And they breathe. Okay, Bernard. Well done, Bernard.
Here he comes.
A little striking. Yeah. Lovely perch. Reach with the line, Bernard. Take a yard off or two. Oh, that?
In the legendary net.
It's a proper river perch.
Yes,
Pond perch
yes.
can be
Well, this
exactly.
takes us back to where we started, doesn't it?
Oh, that's a lovely. That's
Yeah,
a real
isn't
boy's
it?
perch.
It is, isn't it? They're very dark-coloured fish here. Lovely, aren't they?
Yes.
I'll just get a picture. Mr. Crabtree at a perch.
The maestro at work. Better release them up the bank so we don't spook the rest of the shoal. There's obviously a lot of perch in here, but what's the collective noun for perch? School?
A swagger.
Very nice, a swagger of perch.
It is.
Put that down in
down
there.
now,
Yeah, put that in the diary.
A glossary
Is
of
it?
Crabtreeisms.
Piscatorial terms. Swagger of perch.
Another bite.
Yes. Yes.
Great!
I think it's a bigger one.
It is.
Yes.
Steady.
It might be a little pike.
It might be a big pike.
You might not
Oh,
land it.
it's pulling pretty hard.
What's the reed, Bernard? If it's a big pipe, you might not land it, Bernard.
So I stopped it.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, it's certainly been another good fight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's another perch though. It is, it's a striping.
Yes, it is. It is.
Fantastic. Well done, Bernard. What a beautiful fish. Here she comes. Beautiful striping. Oh, well done. Here.
Oh, what a lovely fish.
And that
Beautiful.
spiky fin. I always used to mind out the spiky fin when I was little.
Yeah,
It's
yes.
cut you. But it is fantastic.
Oh, isn't it a lovely perch? That's a beautiful colour.
It is, isn't it?
Yes.
A fish of the autumn, but somehow I don't feel we're going to get a bigger one from here, you know.
No, I don't think we are.
Actually, we could take you to somewhere else where you could catch a bigger one.
Really big one?
Oh, 2 pounds, or maybe 3 pounds.
Let's go.
Trouble is, it's a bit different from here. Well, how do you like our little pond, Bernard?
It's big enough for me, I think.
A whole perch, 200 pounds, Bernard. Nile perch.
Well, who's going to have first cast
Oh,
then?
Bernard must have first class.
Yeah, age before beauty.
I shall lend you a worm for 10 minutes, Bernard.
Right, that's all the time I need.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, Mr. Crabtree, we've got one first cast.
He would have done. Yes. He was in a very privileged position.
He would have chosen this spot though, surely. I mean, he was going to fish
Oh,
a
yes.
big perch water.
If I could expect a big perch anywhere, I'd be just up there, up by that pontoon. Very perchy.
Half your 10 minutes is up, Bernard.
You're too much gases. Gotta get that floating.
Well, you've had 5 minutes with that worm already, Bernard.
All right. I only need another 2 minutes.
I'll bring the net. We'll wait on the edge of the water. Not too long, I trust. What happens if he hooks one of these really big ones? And just looks a bit precarious there.
Who gets the net if he gets pulled in?
Float shows up nicely.
Yeah. It'd be nice if you couldn't see it.
Pleasing in appearance and even more pleasing in disappearance.
The promise of the pontoon was not fulfilled, so the lads moved round the lake to some overhanging trees. It's here, in the dark shadows, that Bernard hopes a large perch might be lurking.
Got a bite, Bob.
Oh, give him plenty of time, Bernard. He's taking the worm off into his lair.
That's right.
Oh, well done. You're in. I'll come round with the net. Just hope it stays on. Let's just hope it's a perch. Kicking like a mule. How big do you think it is then, Bernard?
Oh, it feels good. It's a good fish.
you think your old tackle's going to take it?
I think it will.
Do you think your old ticker's going to take it?
I'll try.
Yes, it is a perch. Well done, Bernard. Oh, yes, look at it, Bernard. It's a lovely fish. That's 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds, I should think.
Could well be. You know, it's a good fish.
Just ease in my way a bit, Bernard. It'll be ours. Yes. Well done, Bernard. Oh, look, it's at least a couple of pounds.
Oh, lovely fish.
Chris! Chris, come on! Where are you? Have a look at this. Worm's just in the corner of its mouth there, look. I'll just slip that out.
What have you got here? Oh, well done, Bernard. I knew you'd get one in the end. Really nice.
I don't know when I last had a perch like this. Takes me right back to when I was a small boy.
A really good sergeant there.
He's looking pleased with himself, isn't he?
Well done, Bernard. Mr. Crabtree strikes again.
Well, let him go.
Oh, actually, Bernard, I think we actually know a place where they're even bigger than this.
Oh, no. God.
Yes, I do.
Anyway, Bernard, that would look pretty impressive in your net, don't you think?
Oh, wouldn't it? Lovely fish.
Even Mr. Crabtree didn't get as big as that.
Keeps on trying.
That's the perch of your dreams.
Almost.
I drink to those drinks.
And that fish.
Oh, hang on, look, there's another one over here, folks.
Yes, another handsome perch.
And keeping some very fine
Yes.
company in this case.
So weren't the roach another one of your autumn fish from Crabtree?
Yes, very much. You know, falling leaves, beautiful perch, lovely roach. That's awesome.
Bernard, we've had a splendid autumn day with you today. Thank you very much for your company.
And congratulations on your own
Thank you.
glorious fish.
And I think tomorrow I'm going to try and catch a 2-pound roach.
I hope so.
With the average roach weighing little more than a few ounces, a 2-pounder is the fish of a lifetime, and the Hampshire Avon is the place to catch one. And at dawn the next day, Bob and Chris leave their homes in the village and head for the river.
Better be worth it.
It is, you'll love it. This little pool's everything you ever saw in a childhood dream.
Is there a big roach?
Yes, oh yes, there are. Let me just go steady on the bridge here. Just look. There's
Are they a big roach?
a dream roach.
How heavy are they?
I don't know. Probably 3 pounds from those biggest ones. They're nearly as big as the chub.
Fantastic. Well, I'll leave you with those. I really like the sound of this little hatch pool down there, so I might even catch a roach and a perch.
Good luck. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Although Bob would never call himself an expert, he is actually rather good at catching big roach. His recipe for success is simple. Throw 3 handfuls of mashed bread to induce the fish to feed. Follow this up with a swim feeder full and a large lump of bread flake for bait. Cast the tempting morsel into the restaurant with a quiver-tip rod and await the red-finned diners. Chris's methods are somewhat more haphazard, but Bob has told him about this lovely hatch pool, a spot where a side stream flows off the main river. Chris prefers these more interesting swims, classic Crabtree really, for in the deep water below the hatches, where the current is concentrating the food, there's likely to be a variety of fish such as chub, roach and perch, all of which Chris hopes will like maggots. Chris enjoys fishing with antique tackle and uses traditional methods, taking a romantic leaf out of Crabtree perhaps, though this is not exactly trotting the stream, more like lurching the stream. The roach in Bob's swim are now on their second course. Or maybe they've left the restaurant without paying, for he hasn't had a bite, not so much as a nibble on his quiver tips. Not far downstream, Chris appears to be getting the first signs of interest, and with masterly line control on his century-old reel, tempts the first roach onto his hook. You wouldn't need many chips to go with this fish. Not that Chris plans to eat it, of course. But where there's one roach, there are usually others. So this one must be placed in a keep net to stop it warning its shoal mates of the dangers of eating maggots. Ever the optimist, Chris hopes this tiddler is a sign of bigger things to come. Bob has given up on the shoal of big roach under the bridge, for he suspects they've moved upstream to the deeper water beyond the swans. Finding big roach is seldom easy, and after another biteless hour, Bob's on the move again, trying to find some clue that will lead him to his quarry. Bob creeps into position carefully, for the fish may be lying just downstream, where the water from a carrier causes a crease in the flow of the main river. Not surprisingly, a big lump of bread flake is the bait.
Just a swim for you to settling. But that looks like a little tap.
Yes, that feels good. Finally found the spot with the twos in it. Swinging through that weed bed there. It's lovely. Oh, yes. This is the one we're after. Yeah, this one. We can up and get that landing net in the water. He's coming around now. Yes, he's coming up now. Yes, he's coming around. Yep, that's lovely. Yes, that's certainly a 2-pounder.
Quite like for £2. Here are 3 by the looks of it. Chris isn't going to believe this.
Let's go into the net to show Mr. Yates later.
Better weigh him, make sure. £2, 12 ounces. What a superb fish. Really plump. Hope I can get another one like that.
Get a bit more bread slop out. Exactly that line. If we can keep feeding on that line, which is essential, draw the fish up from below me in that weed bed. Feel sure there's a bag of fish in this swim. It's lovely with this current from this backwater meets the main river. Just causes us to slow down very slightly there.
Feels like another really good one. A bit in the chub. Oh, It's a roach, kicking away in that current. And it looks like another 2-pounder. Pulling away from me again now. It looks even bigger than the other one. It's a really good fish. It's been nearly 3 pounds. I'll weigh it later. Well, 2-pound roach. Must be dreaming. So get the bait back out there again. I wonder how Chris is getting on.
Chris seems to be having a job getting his float to float, but he is getting fish. Well, at least it's a roach. From the slight to the sublime, and yet another 2-pounder for Bob. Well, it's definitely bigger than Chris's last catch. A reasonable sized dace by the looks of it. And I always thought little grebes were only meant to eat minnows. This one obviously hasn't read the rules. Bob has caught large roach in the past, but nothing in his angling experience has ever prepared him for a catch like this. Yet another fish of a lifetime, but this one looks a bit smaller, whereas Chris's fish are getting bigger. Not in the same league as Bob's roach, perhaps, but Chris is enjoying his fishing just as much. For over the years, he's learnt that the size of the fish matters less than being there, close to nature. Making contact is enough. In fact, Chris is enjoying this lovely spot so much that he seems to have forgotten that he's meant to be catching a perch, not falling off one.
Put it up just on the edge of that little crease in the current there. I don't think that'll be there for very long. The light's just perfect now.
For those who are wondering why every fish in the river seems determined to get caught, you need look no further than the weather. The day is dull, the river slightly coloured after rain, the wind is soft and westerly, and temperature and barometric pressure stable. And such unlikely details matter when you're fishing for really big roach. And this is yet another really big roach, at least 2.5 pounds. These perfect conditions encourage all fish to feed, and Chris is also reaping the benefit. certainly put up a good scrap. Yes, it's a chub. Not particularly big, £1.50 perhaps, but all fish are welcome if you're fishing for fun. And Chris and Bob certainly enjoy their fishing. With nets full of fish and a river full of wildlife, few fishermen would have cause for complaint, even if the distraction of the wildlife causes the occasional missed bite.
How are you doing?
Oh, it's not gone too badly. I've certainly been catching plenty on the bread. I've ended up fishing just one rod.
Yes, I see. Where is your other one?
Yeah. It's up the back there.
So you've had a
Couple of fish? Yeah, one or two.
Any size?
I'll just reveal it all to you. Be prepared for a slight shock.
You had £2, haven't you? I can tell.
Better than that. Oh, God. A moment in roach fishing history.
Isaac Alton wouldn't believe this. I certainly don't. How many £2 are there?
10. I got the first one, I thought. You wait till I see Chris. You won't believe this. And they just kept coming.
Beautiful.
I just packed up the second rod and just carried on.
This is a fish
Since
I
I
got
got
here. Catch of a lifetime.
I'll wait several of them as they came in.
I mean, they're all well over 2. There's not.
I've literally got...
There's a hybrid there.
I've got 3 fish under 2 out of the whole lot. At any moment I expected the magic £3.
We'll just get a shot of the catch.
So that remains all £2-pounders. There's only 2 really. One or 2 real.
I brought the camera just thinking you might have had 1 or 2 because it did look a nice swim, but
It's just where the current from this side stream meets the main river.
that's fabulous.
This way the biggest one. See just how well I've done today.
It's a massive fish. Well, they're all massive fish. I've never seen something.
Oh, no, not quite. No. Oh. What are you going to give me for that one?
2.14 and a half.
Thank you.
Yeah. A good roach angler would have made that 3, but you've got a little bit to learn yet. I think you earn all congratulations I can give you.
Good roach anglers lie? They exaggerate.
Exactly.
Wild.
Yeah.
Despite this amazing catch, Bob and Chris would be the first to admit that autumn has far more to offer the angler than just fish. And it was Wilfred Morris in his book The Blameless Sport who summarised it best.
There is nowhere like a well-wooded riverside for viewing autumn changes in their most enchanting form. And no one sees them so intimately as the angler, for he goes into the very heart of nature at its wildest. I felt receptive to every sight, every colour and every sound, as though I had walked through a world from which a veil had been withdrawn.
It was Bernard Venables who described autumn as the golden season. But he also recommended catching barbel at this time of year. And if there's one river that's synonymous with the most powerful of fighting fish, it's the Hampshire Avon. Finding the biggest barbel is never easy, so Bob and Chris take advantage of river keeper Mike Trowbridge's local knowledge. Mike has lived alongside this lovely stretch of water for 20 years, caring for the fish and wildlife, and even helping to introduce the barbel to this stretch in the early 60s, since when Mike has seen them grow to record proportions.
So that's the spot back up there by that oak tree, is it, Mike?
Right, we'll drop you off just under the chestnut here.
This is a proper boy's adventure, this is. Land ho.
Thank you very much, Mike. That's a marvellous tour of the best barbel swim to the Avon.
We'll send you off back towards your teapot, Mike.
Tight lines, Thomas.
Thanks a lot, Mike. See you later. We'll give you the news in the pub tomorrow lunchtime. Imagine coming here as a boy with all these conker trees. Conker heaven.
Finding a big barbel is important, but far more vital is deciding who fishes the best swim.
Well, there's only one way to settle this.
It's a mean one.
This'll soon... I feel a decision is in the air.
I take it you want to head down to the oak tree pool.
Yes, I really like the look of that
Yeah.
spot under the oak there. That...
It does have a certain allure, I must admit.
But you mean you fancy fishing somewhere different?
No, I like the look of the oak tree pool as well. But that's why...
Oh, God, that's made it.
Referee.
Decision's been made.
He's got the oak tree pool. And yours was in a far worse state than mine before the end.
Oh, well, you've got to catch one there, I suppose.
Catching barbel, especially a big one, is a chancy business. But in Chris Yates we have one of the country's best barbel hunters. Not exactly an expert, more a fanatic. Tackle is quite simple. A modern split cane rod by Barder, an ancient aerial reel by Alcock, a small weight to keep the tackle near the bottom, and bait, a lump of luncheon meat. But what you do with the tackle and bait is the secret. It's not enough just to chuck it and chance it. The bait must be manoeuvred into the fish's lie, then tweaked so it appears to be washed naturally downstream by the current. Concentration is the key, for bites may be very tentative. A gentle pluck on the fingers, or if the fish are hungry, an arm-wrenching tug on the tip of the rod. Bob is equally skilled at barbel fishing, and using the same technique as Chris, makes first contact. But good barbel swims are often good chub swims, and the lack of resistance suggests Bob's hooked the latter. But it's still putting up a good fight in the powerful current. It is a chub, and a fine specimen of about 4.5 pounds, but quickly released to cause minimum disturbance to its tranquil lifestyle. Twilight is often the best time for barbel, but though Bob and Chris fish on into the night, they fail to make contact with their elusive quarry. Undaunted, they vow to return for another try next day.
The colour of these trees is just fantastic.
And the chestnuts are really magnificent this time of the year.
And the river's looking pretty good as well.
Look at it, it's just come up about an inch during the night.
Much better colour.
That's perfect. It's gone muggy as well now.
Classic barbel conditions. And where do you rate your chances then?
Oh, I want to go in above this oak again. I really like that spot. Have you got plans on somewhere?
Yes, I think I'll go down to the downstream end of the wood. I like the look of that deep pool down there.
Well, best of luck, old chap.
Having doctored his swim with a liberal helping of that ace barbel attractor, hemp seed, Bob once again tries trundling a lump of luncheon meat down under the oak tree.
The great attraction of ledgering is the delicacy, the balance between current, weight and bait. You have instant control and feel. Waiting for a tweak on your fingers is magical. It's like an electric shock. It's magical if you don't miss the bite. Can't try a smaller piece. It's bouncing back round underneath that tree again. There's a slight tap there. Something's just touching it. Just mouthing it. Go on. Yes, go on. Yes. Good.
Let's cut the music. That's a nice fish. He's going down in that channel in the middle. There. Just is near the weeds there. It'll suit me nicely if he stays there. But a bit more music so Chris can hear what's going on. Yeah. There's a current out there. By the feel of all this, the pork's going to be on me tonight. Mike's tasting pork's not too expensive. Oh, there he is, yes. That's lovely. That's lovely. That's like you're saying, anyway. Best fish you can film. Come on. Come on, you've about enough. Go on, let's have a look at you. Woo. That's really serious looking. Whoa, get in there. Oh,
I heard the music of the reel.
I wondered if you'd be along.
God,
What have you got to
that's
say?
an enormous barbel. Barbus maximus. Fantastic.
Scramble up the bank here.
And a beautiful fish as well.
I'll have a look at my price. Oh, steady, lad, steady. What do you reckon?
It's going to be a big 10 and maybe even maybe an 11-pounder. I think you've got a personal best there.
Excuse my son, have you got any scales on you?
Of course, after what Mike was saying, I came prepared.
Well, if you what Mike was saying about his average size, look at the length of that compared to my arm.
That's got to be getting on for 30 inches.
Just in the corner of its mouth there. It's not even left a mark on it.
Not a terribly capacious bag, considering the size of the fish. Excuse me, you beautiful creature. You mustn't mind this little indulgence on behalf of us anglers.
Oh, you won't.
We're just going to reduce you to a mere number on a scale.
It's going to be fine. It says £11.13. Smack on.
I think before anything else, well done.
Yeah. There's everything we'd hoped for. Champagne and port, perhaps.
Yeah,
definitely. This is absolutely beautiful. So one last goodbye to him. Are you going to take a quick snap?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice. Be nice to show Mike.
Yeah, we're going to have a picture for the keeper. Wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah. Slip him back.
Well, thank you, Madam Barble. You beautiful creature. She's just getting the flavour of the water again now. Go on, girl, the river's that way. I think she wants to leave me. Glorious way to end our autumn fishing. A beautiful great barbel.
I think we should go and buy Mike that drink.
Yeah, I better thank him for those roach as well.
Don't forget the perch.
And what we're going to catch next month.
Winter, cold water. Might manage a couple of chub.
You can always manage a couple of chub. How about some grayling for a change?
Maybe a monster pike.
A real challenge, a £3 roach.
No chance.